Hello, my name is Amy Wood, and I'm Executive Director of the Raymond A. Wood Foundation. I'm sorry I couldn't be here with you in person to present, but I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you about the art of surviving. The Art of Surviving is a yearly art exhibition started in 2018 with the goal of sharing the art and stories of brain tumor survivors during Brain Tumor Awareness Month. A little bit about the Raymond A. Wood Foundation. Our mission is to empower survivors of hypothalamic pituitary brain tumors with an improved quality of life by providing access to education, technology, and evolving treatments. My husband Sean and I co-founded the organization in honor of our son Alex. Pictured here, he was diagnosed with a craniopharyngioma brain tumor at age 4, and he just recently turned 13. Our focus is mostly on craniopharyngioma. This is a brain tumor that affects the pituitary and hypothalamic area of the brain. Almost 80 years ago, the father of modern neurosurgery called craniopharyngioma the most formidable of intracranial tumors. The reason why is because where this tumor forms makes it very difficult to treat. It also inhabits many important structures for brain and body function, including vision, hypothalamic function, and of course, pituitary function, as well as cognitive function. Craniopharyngioma occurs in children and adults, and there's approximately 620 new cases per year in the US. It's a highly recurrent tumor, so there's a 70% chance that after treatment, it will recur. So why art? One of the things that I noticed after my son Alex was diagnosed and treated for craniopharyngioma is that he really gravitated towards painting and coloring and drawing. This was not something he was particularly interested in prior to the tumor treatment. I also noticed in various platforms, whether it be Facebook or other support groups, that a lot of survivors talked about art and shared their artwork. So when we were thinking about ways to create awareness during Brain Tumor Awareness Month, we thought art might be a great option. We know art is a medium of healing and expression. We see art therapy as an emerging treatment. We also know it provides emotional expression, empowerment and control, cognitive stimulation, builds resilience, enhances self-identity, creates social connection, and of course has a therapeutic value. We also felt that it fostered hope and positivity and allowed for people to have their opportunity to be advocates. So how would we illuminate the brain tumor journey? Well, first we wanted to empower our artists. We established a virtual platform for artists to showcase their work and share their personal brain tumor journey along with their artist bios. So we needed a platform that would facilitate the artwork along with text for stories. We also wanted to bring in expert evaluation. So we wanted to bring in a panel of jurors that were professional artists to score the artwork. We also wanted to be able to recognize excellence in a meaningful way. So we decided to award cash prizes to the highest scoring artists. And then we wanted to celebrate at the end. So we planned an online gathering where we would bring the jury and the participants and their families together for a winner's announcement and celebration. We felt that art would be a way to connect with the non-brain tumor audience. And the way it would create these connections is developing empathy through art. So creating a deeper understanding of the brain tumor journey and the challenges survivors face. It also allowed the experience to be humanized. So instead of throwing out medical statistics, we use personal stories along with the artwork. And it also inspired action and support. So it motivated viewers to become supporters by sharing the artwork, commenting on the artwork, and this contributed to brain tumor awareness. And then there was expanding knowledge and awareness. So educating the audiences about the realities of living with a brain tumor or surviving a brain tumor. So when we first started, we had categories for drawing, painting, printmaking, photography, 2D, 3D art, and digital art. But we then expanded to performance. which included music, jewelry, textiles, and creative writing. Um, and we, saw all kinds of interesting things come in, including original music pieces. So it was really a neat opportunity. And I'm going to try to share with you the song. So that original composition by Sahaja was the leader in performing arts category for youth. So Sahaja has been in our Art of Surviving exhibition the past couple years. Last year he debuted some of his music, and this year he came back with this piece that apparently he did just on a whim. So that's really neat. He was a big fan favorite. So now let's talk about ages and categories. So we invited survivors from all ages, from children, youth, and adults. And then I think it was 2020, we expanded to include caregivers and family members. Because one of the things to note about these tumors is that they affect a lot of times the hypothalamus, which is your energy, your metabolism, your body temperature control. And then many of our patients are panhypopituitary, so they have no pituitary function as well. So they suffer from adrenal insufficiency, diabetes insipidus. All of these create are challenging because many of our patients are tired, they have fatigue, they can't be in hot or cold. So it makes typical activities like sports to be difficult for them. So art has become kind of a way for these patients, it's an activity for them to do. And then by nature of that, family members join in. So we wanted to give family an opportunity to, also share their work because they're also struggling and challenged too. Siblings and parents and caregivers are all facing challenges in taking care of their loved ones. So many of them turn to art as well. So we wanted to make sure it was inclusive. And then in 2020, we also added a People's Choice Award. So this was an opportunity for the audience to even get more involved by voting on the artwork. And like I said, we brought in a panel of professional jurors, and these jurors evaluated each piece on design and composition, technique, skill of construction, presentation, creativity, and originality. And this past year, our jurors spanned all over the US. We had writers, we have an art gallery director, we have musician, we had a filmmaker, a painter. So we want to try to cover as many genre of artwork as we could. So empowering growth. So, we created this, but then it was a lot of work. And so we were wondering how we could grow it, and most particularly grow it to be sustainable, because there was cost. Not only was it time, but there was cost. So there was cost of funding prizes, the platform for the artwork, the promotion costs. And by coming up with ways to generate income from this event, it would allow us to sustain our mission, because the funds would not only support the exhibition, but hopefully we'd have some overage that could also sustain our broader mission, and creating long-term impact. So we wanted to ensure that this would continue to grow, and ultimately continue to benefit the brain tumor community while furthering our cause. So we set out to create revenue streams. And like I said, we brought in the People's Choice Award. So that was the opportunity for people to vote. So we found a platform called GoGo Photo Contest that would allow us to show the artwork, allow the artists to share their stories, and allow people to vote and by donation. So each vote is $1, and people can actually buy a group of votes. So they can buy 10, 20, 50 votes and then allocate them to the artwork that they like the best. So that actually has supported the online art exhibition and the awards and all of that part. So that's really been a great way to sustain that. We also brought in sponsorships. So we created smaller sponsorships where we offered exhibition sponsorships and auction sponsorships. We included logos on promotional materials, and then each sponsor could provide a video of support for the art of surviving that we would show on social media and send out through our emails. We also created an art auction. So in 2020, we developed an online art auction where we received contributions from esteemed artists with following. So these were artists that were professional, they sold their work, they had a big following. And we also curated a small collection of artwork from past Art of Surviving winners. And then the auction bidding took place online. And then this year we added an in-person component. So there was an in-person auction and reception. All of this has been facilitated by Give Butter, which is a platform for fundraising. And this platform is free, so there weren't any fees involved. The other part of this in development and continuing is creating solid branding, marketing, and promotion, because we could put the gallery out there, but we also needed people to come and look at it. So the first thing is when we started this art exhibition, we needed to create a good brand. And that is my expertise. I come to this work with a background in marketing, web, and graphic design. So I designed a logo and created a brand for Art of Surviving. And then we leveraged that logo into our marketing strategy. We also did a lot of social media engagement. So the show itself has its own Instagram platform, and then we pushed out artwork and montages and videos and all of that through Facebook and Instagram and all of our channels. And social media is really our primary form of engagement. We also included targeted outreach with email blasts specific to our participants, our donors, our voters, just getting them excited. We included countdowns to when voting would close, and we would share artwork, and so ultimately to drive traffic to that gallery. We also created and distributed a press release, and we used PR Newswire as our distribution. And this was intended to capture a broader audience and raise more awareness and drive traffic again back to the gallery. We collaborated with other partners in the brain tumor community to help amplify our message and extend our reach. So a lot of them shared both the call for entries and then the link to the art exhibition through their social channels. And we've seen a steady year-over-year uptick in engagement, participation, and support. But everything comes with challenges. So some of the challenges we have faced through the years, as again, this is an online platform, our main source of promotions through social media. So we have to break through that content saturation, that signal to noise ratio on social media. And that takes innovative strategies. We even include Facebook ads this year to captivate and engage our target audience. We also encourage participants to promote their work. So sharing their work, sharing about the art of surviving, ultimately bringing their audience and their network to the site to vote and participate. We also realized that we needed to simplify the art auction, because what we were running into is the auction at the same time or right after the exhibition became confusing. And so we think the auction is a valuable part of supporting the project, but we are starting to consider, should we be holding this all at the same time? Because it just simply complicates the messaging. The other thing is this takes considerable time, effort, and resources, from the promotion to the just the support of participants getting their artwork online, helping people with voting, putting on an in-person event. All of that takes a lot of resources. So we wanted to make sure that we consider a careful balance between impact and available resources. So with that said, we do have some future plans of, keeping this art auction, but holding it separately as a fundraiser for the event. Um, and then limiting the number of submissions by artists. So currently now we had given artists the opportunity to submit as many submissions as they want. But that started to become a problem where there was oversaturation of one artist across categories, giving other artists kind of not a chance to, bubble up to the top. So we're going to limit the number of submissions to ensure a more curated and engaging show. We also want to get our artists to share their work and to bring in their network to vote, because again, that provides income for us to hold this event. So to ensure more active engagement there, we may implement a minimum voting requirement for participants as opposed to an entry fee. And then that way they have more active engagement and a higher level of personal investment. And then we are considering boosting the value of the People's Choice Award. Again, that's where we're connecting with our audience. So originally our juror awards took a higher priority over People's Choice, but we're thinking about shifting that focus just to create more engagement, because ultimately the goal of this is to raise awareness. So that is the evolution of the art of surviving, and how it started and how it's become not only a platform for artists, but a source of revenue for the organization. You can view the artwork from our past May show on our YouTube channel. Also on our website under events, there's a page for Art of Surviving where there's a link to the gallery. And I'm very happy to answer any questions. You can email me at amyw@rawoodfoundation.org. Thank you so much again for the opportunity to speak with you, and enjoy the rest of the conference.